Hello class, today we're going to review for our Unit 4 test. This is our 8th lesson in Unit 4. Before we begin, please take out your completed study guide so that we can go over the answers. For the first section, you need to use the greater than, less than, or equal to signs to compare the numbers. Let's take a look at number 1. Which one is greater, the absolute value of negative 11 or the absolute value of negative 30? Number 2, which one's greater, the absolute value of negative 9 or negative 9? The answer to number 1 is A. The absolute value of negative 11 is 11. The absolute value of negative 30 is 30, so 11 is less than 30. Number 2, the absolute value of negative 9 is 9, so 9 is greater than negative 9, so number 2, the answer is B. Now let's take a look at the next two problems. I apologize for the numbering being off. This should be number 3. So negative 2.65 and negative 2.6, and negative 2, the absolute value of 4 to the third, compared to 3 to the fourth. For number 2, negative 2.65 is less than negative 2.6. And for number 4, this would be negative 64 is less than 81. So your answer is A. Question number 5. Which number is further away from 0? Negative the absolute value of negative 13.9 or 18? And the answer is B, because A would be negative 13.9 and B is 18, so which one is further from 0? It would be 18. Question number 6. Which number has the greatest absolute value? And so if you look at these answer choices, the greatest absolute value is the one that has the greatest distance away from 0. It can be positive or negative. So your answer is D, 28. Question number 7. The balance in Jamie's checkbook is negative $14.94. The balance in Katie's checkbook is negative $12.95. Who owes more money? And so your answer should be A, Jamie, because Jamie owes $14.94. Question number 8. Given 172%, what is the equivalent fraction? Remember to make sure your fraction is written in simplest form and it's as an improper fraction. And so your answer should be 172% is equal to 172 over 100, which can be reduced to 86/50ths, which can be reduced to 43/25ths. And you need to leave it as an improper fraction. Question number 9. Given 172%, what is the equivalent decimal? To convert a percent to a decimal, you need to swoop the decimal 2 places to the left. So in this case, 172% is equal to 1.72. A meteorologist found the following temperatures in Grand Rapids, Michigan for 1 week. Which day was the coldest and which day was the warmest? Make sure you pay careful attention to this chart. And so the coldest day was Saturday with negative 9 degrees Fahrenheit, and the warmest day was Wednesday with 0.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, an oceanographer took measurements of fish swimming at different depths in the ocean. Which fish swam the closest to the surface, and which fish swam the deepest below the surface? Question number 12. Which fish swam the closest to the surface? So which one came closest to 0? And that would be the Pacific viper fish. And then which one swam below the surface? And the deepest one was the frilled shark. Question number 14. Which statement is true? A, negative 3 is equal to the opposite of negative 3. B, 3 is equal to the absolute value of negative 3. C, the opposite of 0 is infinity. D, the opposite of 0 is negative infinity. And so for question number 14, the answer is B. 3 is equal to the absolute value of negative 3. Question number 15. Which expression has the greatest value? 1, the absolute value of 0, negative 1, or the absolute value of negative 2? And the answer is D. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So 2 has the greatest value. Question number 16. 4 values are given below. Which value is the furthest left on the number line? And so with this problem, the furthest left on a number line would be a negative number. So the absolute value of negative 9 is 9. The absolute value of negative 6 is 6. So if you look at these numbers, which value is the furthest left on the number line? The answer is negative 8. So that would be A, negative 8. Number 17. Which statement about opposite numbers is not true? A, opposite numbers are the same distance from 0 on the number line. Yes, that is true. Opposite numbers are on different sides of 0 on the number line. That's true. The sum, if you add the opposite numbers, that will always give you 0. That is true. The difference, which means if you subtract the numbers of opposite numbers, is always 0. That is not true, so your answer should be D. Number 18. Put the following numbers in order from least to greatest. Remember, least to greatest. So you should first convert all of these numbers to be the same. I would put them all into decimals, and then you can compare. And so your answer should be negative 3 1/2, negative 1 1/2, 1.2, 1.25, and 2.8. Now if you put them in the original format, that will be fine. I would count them right either way. If you leave them all as decimals or if you leave them as the original, that would be fine. Either way is fine with me. Question 19. Put the following numbers in order from least to greatest. Least to greatest. Remember, you need to make sure you convert all of these to decimals, compare them, and then you can order them. So here, if you convert them all into decimals, I've lined them up, lined up the decimals, so then it made it easier for me to order them from least to greatest. So the smallest number is negative 3.5. Next, negative 0.4, 70%, 9/10, and then the absolute value of negative 5, which would be 5. Again, you can keep them all as decimals, or you could keep them in the original format. Either way is fine. I would still count it correct. Question number 20. Julie took a vacation to the Appalachian in West Virginia. She did a lot of hiking, and sometimes she was above sea level and sometimes she was below sea level. Put her stopping points in order from least below sea level to greatest above sea level. She stopped at the following elevations. So put them in order from below sea level to above sea level. And so here's the order. Negative 184 1/2, negative 184.38, 184.284, and then 188 284 thousandths. Now at this time, I would like for you to take out your correction sheet. I need you to make the corrections for all the problems that you missed. Make sure you write the problem down. Write down your new answer, and then you must explain what you did wrong the first time or what you did differently this time. This is the most important piece to help you prepare for your test. And again, if you would like a blank copy of the study guide, you can print it off of Blackboard and you can rework the problems. So you know that the study guide looks exactly like the test, and so the best way to study for math test is to rework all the problems. So good luck on your test tomorrow. I know you'll do great.